Hello and welcome to the IR Digital podcast. I'm Nick Yates, and today we will be discussing the rise of blockchain technology, its possible applications, and its disruptive potential to the established order. With me, I have IR Global member Doug Park, who is a partner at San Francisco-based law firm Park & DIBADJ. Doug will take us through the challenges and opportunities inherent in blockchain technology and discuss the applications he is most enthusiastic about. He'll then touch on some of the legal issues blockchain has thrown up around regulation and disputes. Welcome, Doug. Good to have you here today.
Thank you, Nick. It's great to be here.
And to kick off, it would be great to get your view on the best existing and potential applications of blockchain technology and those that you are specifically interested in.
So there are a lot of applications of blockchain technology that we're seeing, not only among our clients, but among other companies that we see out there doing really fascinating work in the blockchain space. I will just mention four that we're particularly enthusiastic about. One is supply chain management. So we now see industries and companies using blockchain technology to track, identify, inventory, and verify the authenticity and the source of goods and services. So we see large-scale initiatives in supply chain management from companies like Walmart, as well as transportation and logistics companies like the shipping company Maersk, and many others. So we think supply chain management is one large application of technology that we're really enthusiastic about. A second application of blockchain technology that we're very bullish on is healthcare. We believe that blockchain technology, and we're seeing it starting to happen today, will alter the relationship between patients, healthcare providers, and insurance companies in ways that will improve efficiencies in the delivery of healthcare, reduce costs, and allow healthcare providers and insurance companies to provide more personalized and effective solutions for patients. In addition, we believe that we see a number of companies that are using blockchain-based tokens to incentivize certain healthy behaviors in terms of exercise, diet, lifestyle, as well as health monitoring. And we believe that this will ultimately result in a better health and many benefits to society as a whole. A third area that we're particularly excited about in terms of blockchain technology is in the general area of data storage, analysis, and usage. So blockchain technology is, in terms of storage, really increasing the scale at which data can be stored, as well as analyzed and managed. In addition, what blockchain technology is doing is it is allowing individuals to get greater ownership and control over their own personal and private data. So we mentioned the application of healthcare previously, but even in terms of online advertising, social media, and other applications where individual personal data is very important and can be monetized, we see the potential of blockchain technology to allow individuals to control how their information is used and monetized, and putting more power in the hands of individuals over their own data. The fourth area of blockchain technology that we're very enthusiastic about, which many people are not really saying a whole lot about, is financial reporting and auditing. So what blockchain technology is going to do in terms of financial reporting and auditing is by creating an immutable record of financial data and accounting data, it's going to fundamentally alter the way that companies report financial information to their shareholders, to government regulators, and to other stakeholders. And in terms of auditing, it's going to change the way that accountants and auditors relate to and work with their clients, because now it'll be much easier for the accountants to trace and verify records of financial information and transactions.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, you mentioned sort of financial institutions and obviously big healthcare institutions. What can they take advantage of blockchain? Is it an opportunity for them, or is it a threat to them with these new companies emerging, would you say?
So I did not mention financial institutions. Not that we're not bullish on it, the applications of blockchain technology for financial institutions and in the financial services space. But we believe that there are both challenges and opportunities for financial institutions with respect to blockchain technology. First, I'll mention the opportunities. We see opportunities for financial institutions to create parallel blockchain offerings to their existing suite of financial services, whether it be payment methods, whether it be the processing of financial like bank records, or the creation of investment funds, the management of investment portfolios, etc. We also see that there are opportunities for financial institutions to create decentralized services for some of their existing services. And again, along the same lines of the types of services that I just mentioned. But really what most people are talking about are the challenges for existing financial institutions that will come from blockchain technology. So the big one is blockchain technology is trying to fundamentally eliminate the role of existing financial institutions in many financial services and transactions. So for instance, a big one is blockchain technology is attempting to enable individuals, but also companies, to directly engage in, for instance, the transfer of money without going through a bank. So if that can happen, that would mean no more wire transfers through banks, which means banks cannot charge those fees. That would mean no more verification of banks of balances and bank accounts. And in fact, what we are seeing is that there are now some blockchain-based companies that are attempting to obtain online banking licenses from government regulators. So for instance, Coinbase is trying to get an online banking license and is supposedly very close to obtaining one. So we could see the first full-fledged blockchain-based bank in the world very soon.
Yeah, well, healthcare institutions was an example, but some of the big financial institutions as well must feel as if they need to take advantage of blockchain themselves to survive.
Certainly for financial institutions, but also in many other applications as well, and industry verticals. And so we see a very substantial disruptive potential of blockchain technology for many industries and applications. However, this disruptive potential is going to vary a lot depending on a couple of factors, including whether or not the blockchain technology will be able to reduce transaction costs within that industry or for that particular use case. And secondly, whether or not blockchain can really provide benefits by decentralizing a certain type of product or service. Decentralization may not be the answer for everything. And in some cases, we may actually want a product or service or the management or control over that product or service to be decentralized as opposed to, to be centralized and in control of one large organization or a number of large organizations and companies, as opposed to being managed very loosely by a network of many people.
Well, we should also, I think, touch on regulation, Doug, since there have been some high-profile cases involving regulatory bodies. I'm thinking, for instance, about the SEC, their judgment on initial coin offerings. So I just wondered how satisfactorily blockchain technology is being addressed by regulators in the US, in your view.
So we see that the SEC has certainly come into this discussion and has stated it believes that all ICOs are securities. That's what the chair of the SEC stated in January of 2018. Since that time, he has modified his statements a bit and allowed for the possibility that some tokens, when they are sold, are not securities and they could be considered utility tokens instead. But of course, if a token is considered a security under US securities laws, it is subject to SEC rules and needs to comply with SEC rules and regulations concerning securities offerings in the United States.
It's very interesting to see whether it's going to be covered by securities law or not, and I guess that's what they're trying to achieve there. We should also maybe just talk about smart contracts that are used by blockchain applications, which are another area of contention. I just wonder how you see smart contracts are being applied by your clients, and whether there are any legal issues with this at all.
I think smart contracts are a topic that needs much more careful thought. Every company that we work with is using smart contracts to basically implement the functions of their token. So a smart contract will be used to execute transactions in the token ecosystem. And oftentimes, a smart contract will also govern lockups of tokens, as well as the distribution of tokens and how tokens can be used on the company's technology platform. All of that said, the different blockchain platforms, such as the ERC20 platform versus the Stellar platform versus the EOS platform and the Neo blockchain, all operationalize smart contracts in a very different way. And the smart contracts can be configured in different ways on each of those blockchain platforms, but each of those blockchain platforms also has limitations in terms of how it will allow a smart contract the parameters of the potential smart contract on its platform.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, a lot to think about there, and a lot to think about for the future in terms of how they will be developed for wider use. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess finally, Doug, we should learn a bit more about how Park and DIBADJ are helping clients in the blockchain space, either those implementing technology or those dealing with its influence.
Yeah. Well, our firm is working with clients in the blockchain space in a number of different ways. First, we are working with a number of companies to help them implement their token sales and sell their tokens to purchasers, whether in certain countries or across the world. So there are a lot of legal and regulatory issues that they need to navigate, and we help them through that process. In addition, we also help clients who have been contacted by regulators about their token sales and have either received letters of inquiry or subpoenas about their token sales, for instance, from the SEC. And we help them respond to these letters of inquiry or these subpoenas to help the regulators understand what they did during their token sale. In addition, we are working with a number of initiatives that are establishing cryptocurrency exchanges. So there are a number of cryptocurrency exchanges around the world, and the ones that we are working with are implementing innovative ways to allow for the buying and selling of company tokens as well as other cryptocurrencies. In addition, we work with crypto investment funds which invest in blockchain companies as well as cryptocurrencies. And we also work with companies that are trying to get listed on cryptocurrency exchanges. These companies, these exchanges often ask for certain legal opinions regarding the tokens and the token sales and the company's compliance with other legal and regulatory issues such as anti-money laundering and know your customer requirements. So there are a range of ways that Park and DIBADJ works with blockchain companies.
All right, thanks, Doug. That's great. Okay, yes, very interesting. I'm sure that many of the members will be interested in talking to you further about that. Well, thanks for that insight. As I say, listeners who wish to learn more about the evolution and rapid rise of blockchain technology can find further details on the Park and DIBADJ website, which is www.parkdibadj.com. You can find more information about the IR Digital podcast series at www.irglobal.com.